Huge news, everybody. Gigantic Avengers news. That's right. We have a passing of the torch from most unlikable Avenger of all time. That's right. Previously, this position was held by Robert Downey Jr. because he has had a history of being a bit of a dick on the press junket tour.
Your foot's starting to jump a little bit. You better get to your next question.
You know, the dark periods you entered and taking drugs and drinking and all of that. And I just wondered whether, you know, you think you're free of all of that, or whether that's still something.
I'm sorry, I really don't. What are we doing?
Well, I'm just asking questions, that's all.
Right.
I mean,
Okay.
Bye.
Thank you, guys.
are you, I'm sorry.
But today, we get to pass the award to, that's right, your favorite, Brie Larson. Let's take a look at the performance that took her over the top.
Like not have a
You stole
panic
our
attack.
hearts.
Oh, Chris,
so
that's
nice.
really nice.
That's sweet.
I'm still stronger than you, though. You know?
You're not, though.
Now, but that isn't even, we have got a genuinely amazing performance by Brie Larson coming up. But I want to let everyone know what actually put her on our radar here at Most Unlikables Are Us. And that was an original performance back at an award ceremony where she talks about not caring about what 40-year-old white dudes think about her movie, given it wasn't made for them. Now, that's interesting because Netflix, which has gone out of its way to protect Brie Larson in her horrible movie, The Unicorn Store, just said yesterday that chick flicks aren't made for men and that everybody is supposed to enjoy them. Looks like she got outwoked. But let's go back. Take it back to the beginning to see where she all started.
I do not need a 40-year-old white dude to tell me what didn't work for him about A Wrinkle in Time. It wasn't made for him.
Now, see, we agree on that, Brie Larson. That movie wasn't made for him or me. But see, I'm not 40. I'm just a 36-year-old man. So hopefully you will take this award and you will enjoy it and you will understand that my opinion does matter, because that's right, I am not 40. I'm far from it. I'm many, many years from 40. And also, you know, I kind of side with Netflix here now. You know, I thought maybe you would want everybody to see your films. So a 40-year-old white guy who likes rom-coms, I suppose, is what? You're making fun of him? He's not supposed to see your films? Will you not take his money? I'm curious about that. Will you bar them at the actual theater? You know, these are questions that, you know, someone who's coming up on 40 and happens to be a white dude is curious about. Now, obviously, I think you were just getting a little taste of what it was like to get the applause of the woke Hollywood types, and you got addicted. That's right, you have gone so far now as to basically put yourself as the defender of all people, even though nobody asked. Now, there's clearly some tension between you and Mr. Hemmingsworth, and outlets are trying to spin it as like some playful friendship, but it does not read like that. I don't see any smiles. You seem kind of like a bitch. But that's exactly why you're getting this award. Now, I get it. These press tours are trying and people get crabby. And I understand that. And really, I do. I would absolutely forgive you getting tired of answering the same old questions. But, you know, Mr. Hemmingsworth is sitting right next to you, probably a toxic white male, and he's going through the same garbage you are, and you had taken multiple snipes at him. Now, I thought at first, the reason I didn't cover this originally is I was trying to look for the extended clip to see if smiles were cracked, and it doesn't appear that they were. And I thought, boy, you're just one of the guys, one of the team to Mr. Hemmingsworth, and he's just, maybe you're unfamiliar with this, but I believe the term is called busting balls. You know, friends do that. They take snipes at each other, and then you return a snipe, and then that's how it works. But you seem so wound so tightly. I'm really proud that you've delivered this performance so we can pass the torch away from Robert Downey Jr. to you. Let's take a look.
I do
See,
all my
this is the thing.
stunts.
I did my stunts because I thought that that's what everyone did, and
Could
then
get Tom Cruise over here.
no, I'll be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Wow. No, I'll be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much.
Woo-hoo! Now you see the way her face is pursing up, and she gets the neck thing going. I don't think she's kidding, and I think that there is a little bit of tension there, and maybe, just maybe, some of the original Avengers cast isn't loving that the fact they've put many years into this film, and somebody is just getting shoehorned in at the end to be the super duper powered savior of the Avengers. Somebody who I'm assuming is as unlikable in real life as in all these clips we're seeing. Now, but the press doesn't really know what to do with this. I grabbed two articles. The first one says, Avengers Endgame star Brie Larson shuts down Thor Chris Hemsworth, sorry. I think I've been calling him Hemmingsworth the entire time. Is all well between the two? The promotions for Avengers Endgame got a tad uncomfortable as Thor Chris Hemsworth and Captain Marvel Brie Larson sat together. Brie not only shut down, but things seem to have gotten testy between the two. In the new video shared by Entertainment Tonight, Brie Larson said she did her own stunts in Avengers Endgame. When Chris compared her to Tom Cruise, she said, "No, I'll be the first me, not the next Tom Cruise. Thank you very much." Larson replied in yet another clip when Chris joked that she stole their hearts during shooting Endgame. Brie fired back, "Oh, Chris, that's really nice. I'm still stronger than you." Like, when you saw that first clip, you definitely could tell that she didn't believe him, that they stole their hearts. And two, even if she did, that's how she replies. Larson also says turning director with Unicorn Star not only made her a better performer, but it gave her an overarching perspective. Says the film about the process of filmmaking. The actor who became the first woman to front a Marvel superhero film with Captain Marvel will be seen in Avengers Endgame, said directing made her a better team player. Well, it doesn't look like it. It looks kind of like you're a crotch. Based on the original screenplay, blah, 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 no one cares. Directing makes me a much better actor because you see the entire process. Oh, well, okay, all right, well, let's see. Brie Larson gets nasty with Chris Hemsworth promoting Avengers Endgame. Once again, Brie Larson could use some help while doing promotions as her latest fiasco sees her getting a bit nasty with the Avengers Endgame co-star Chris Hemsworth. In the clip from an interview released by Entertainment Tonight on Twitter, Brie Larson remarks that she did her own stunts and that's what she thought everyone did. BS. Anyway, Chris Hemsworth then makes the big mistake of comparing her to a white dude, which sees Larson explode. "No, I'll be the first me." Earlier today, also saw Entertainment Tonight post more of the interview where she again gets testy with the Thor actor who jokes and offers a compliment in that she stole their hearts. And she said, "Oh, Chris, that's really nice." Larson bites back. It's interesting. Brie Larson has been in the hot seat regarding various moments while promoting her Marvel movies, and there's even a rumor that she doesn't get along with her Avengers co-stars. Interestingly enough, we'll see a Marvel PR choose to pair Brie Larson with Chris Hemsworth and Don Cheadle in interviews and not stick her with the girls Scarlett Johansson and Denai Guerrera. Kevin also confirmed that Brie Larson is the new face of the MCU going forward, which a lot of fans are worried and not happy about, with good reason by the looks and sounds of things. Now, if we go back to this original article back from March, we got a little ScarJo, got a little rare, rare. Brie Larson hates Avengers and Captain Marvel cast. Brie Larson is back once again in the hot seat after remarks at this time appearing on Jimmy Kimmel. Her remarks that she hates her cast members in Captain Marvel, the Avengers Endgame, and Kong Skull Island. While discussing her relationship with Samuel L. Jackson, of which they had started the three aforementioned movies together, Kimmel questions if they text back and forth. "Oh yeah," she says, "we've gotten into this because in the film there are Skrulls. So part of how you know if someone is a Skrull is if you ask them personal questions. So we've been rolling pretty deep with that. So there are things that only we know." Kimmel remarks, "I see, and they have to be from way back." "Oh yes," Larson says. Kimmel adds, "just to make sure you're not Skrulls. They deal mostly with people that we hate," Larson says. "Oh, is that right? I won't even ask who those people are, Kimmel questions, with Larson nodding in affirmation. Yeah, they're pretty stealthy about it, Larson continues. Kimmel asks, but are there people that you mutually hate? Of course, she replies. Kimmel says, that would mean, because I'm a detective, I'm going to say that you know those people are from the movie King Kong. Larson shoots back, rolling one eye into the back of her head. Well, we've done 3 movies together, so there's a lot of people to hate in 3 movies. Kimmel and Larson laugh, while Kimmel seems to be taken aback with the response, saying, I don't think this is the message that Marvel wants to spread to children. Larson then switches gears. Well, if it helps you from detecting a Skrull, I mean, I think that's helpful. Kimmel says and tries to cover her response. If the fate of the Kree is on the line, of course, the human race is on the line. Update, Larson and Jackson also starred in Unicorn Store, which starred Bradley Whitford and Joan Cusack. Jackson hasn't been confirmed for Avengers Endgame, but speculating that's back in. This is from back in March. Well, I don't understand. I mean, the thing is, what's going to happen with Avengers Endgame is it's going to make a fortune, obviously, right? Captain Marvel made $1 billion. Nobody thought it wouldn't. But the real question is going to be what happens to Marvel after Endgame. Nobody is surprised that Captain Marvel made money because it forced true Marvel fans to see it. The movie didn't review that well. It was one of the worst reviewed movies in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. But people went and saw it still because they felt like they had to understand what would happen in Endgame. Of course. Plus, normies love Marvel films. The question will be, after Endgame, will people want to see another Captain Marvel film? I'm betting absolutely not. I'm betting that the $1 billion days for Captain Marvel are long gone. But hey, I could be wrong. I'm happy to admit when I am. I'm just thinking that the fatigue for superhero movies has hit an all-time peak. And Endgame, for a lot of people like me, I don't even really want to see Endgame, but I just want to see it over with so I can move on with my life because I feel like I've invested so much time into the Avengers series. I have very little interest in following Captain Marvel or many of these other films they've talked about. I mean, you know, Doctor Strange maybe. But I'm kind of over superhero films. I mean, if you're into them still, I love it. Cool. You should watch what you want to watch. But congratulations, Brie Larson. You have now taken the throne as most unlikable Avengers actor in history. Congratulations.